Today is the 13th of May 2023, Sabbath Saturday in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And boy, I keep looking at this great photography, this great production on the death, the assassination of Asario Major. I don't know who Asario Major is. I don't know. I've heard about it, but this guy had so much detail. And if somebody off the street could put such video together with so much believable graphic, what's wrong with the Royal Bahamas Police Force? I don't know when Asario Major was assassinated by the police. But if it was during the time when Clayton Fernanda was Commissioner of Police of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and Lehman Delaveau is the deputy, they need to get an in-depth investigation because their credibility, the credibility of the Royal Bahamas Police Force in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is at stake. And every police that serve on the Royal Bahamas Police Force in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas serve under the pleasure of Mr. Clayton Fernanda. And I know that Clayton Fernanda, our Commissioner of Police, he was shot also by a crook. So he knows what it feels like to be shot by a gun. Kai Mills have shot one gun in my life. I threw that gun down. Never have I shot at an animal, at a human being, nor have I held a pistol in my 61 years. But the question is, for Mr. Clayton Fernanda, Commissioner of the Police for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, number one, why is so many police in this bar drinking rum, beer, Guinness with a gun on their side? Who authorized them to get drunk and to come and assassinate Asario Major? Clayton Fernanda, how can one human being in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas be shot 4 times in his head, point blank, and 40 some other times by a group of police? All of those police that in there, if I was the Commissioner of Police, I wouldn't let the reputation, the little representation that the police have, go down the drain on so many drunken, corrupt cops. Somebody had to be sent to jail for the rest of their life for the assassination of Asario Major. I feel it all the way in Abaco because they tried it with Kai over 20 years. They were trying to silence me. Only thing they haven't done was shot me, kill me, and put a gun in my hand, and then they all go and celebrate the likes of Deanso Cash, Superintendent Christopher Miners, Green Roll, all these corrupt cops that are in Abaco that can't get it right because they started their career as corrupt cops. But it's impossible that nobody that I know about has been charged with such overkill. 40 times he been shot, 4 times in the head. This is supposed to be frontline news every time on the stages of the investigation. And it has to start from the man who's in charge of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Clayton Fernanda. that he has to make this priority, that this don't get swept under the rug. And all of these police need to be fired and put before the courts. We have one right now here, Kristen Leary, that shot a man 13 times, reload, and keep shooting him in my birthplace of Abaco. We have another police that shoot a young man in the front of the graveyard, the cemetery in Dundestown. We have not heard anything from that. And the witnesses, 3 witnesses, saw the corrupt cop that shot the guy in Dundestown in the door of his house, went and looked in the neighborhood for a machete to put in the young man's hand. That happened also in Dundestown. That is why I speak, because I foresee them doing the same thing to Kai Mills, shooting and killing me, and put a gun in my hand, and I never shot a gun, a pistol in my life. I don't even see pistol. Only I see them on the side of the corrupt cops, and I fear for my life every time I see dumb, idiot, crooked, corrupt cops got a gun, a license to kill, as if they are James Bond. Something have to be done. Somebody besides the police force. We can't have corrupt cops investigating corrupt cops. It is a bad taste in Bahamian mind to have such massive overkill continue to happen, and they put these cops on a different island to do the same thing. It's evident that Kristen Leary killed somebody here, shot them while they're on the ground 13 times. He went to another island, abused a lady, and he's still right down there in Nassau, where the tourist district, I forget that they're the Cable Beach. Kristen Leary is still down at Cable Beach as an officer of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Then we have another corrupt cop that also passed through Abaco. Gay had $30 million of cocaine landed on Auckland's Crooked Island. And the 2 Colombian pilots got his information in their phone, but Gay have not spent 1 day that I know of in custody. But because Kai speak, I am still before the courts. Just because I speak, and speak I will, speak I shall, until death do me part. But somebody in authority has to investigate the corruption within the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and especially people like Christopher Miners, that is superintendent of police in my island of Abaco. They're taking too long. They're taking too long to get rid of him. He needs to be gone long time. But this is one of these Kai Care videos, hoping that the Commissioner of Police deal with these corrupt cops. The sad thing about it, Mr. Clayton Fernandez, Commissioner of Police, Commonwealth of the Bahamas, is that these corrupt cops are retiring in Abaco. You know how many corrupt cops have retired in Abaco? You imagine I have to see Ashton, call the wrong name there. I have to see Deanso Cash. Deanso Cash, them give all the good people, all the good police a bad name. There's so many good police. One of them is the name I just called, Ashton. Good reputation. He could walk anywhere in Nassau without his gun because he did his job. You could retire comfortably when you did your job. But how are these police going to be retired as murderers, and we have to pay them a pension for the rest of their lives, and they end up retiring in Abaco? It's a sad state of affair. that so much police have killed innocent people, and neither police has been sentenced to life imprisonment. If they were in America, on this one case of Azario Major, they would be doing 2 life terms. Every police that shot into that boy's body coming out the barroom, all liquored up, drunk. It's evident in Abaco, every police vehicle, they're all dark tinted, hiding from the civilian. How could the police have black tinted windows? It's just like the police was driving with a 40-ounce rum in his car. These guys are getting liquored up, high, and they got a gun. How could you investigate when you're drunk, you're high, and you got a gun to your side? That is the state of affair in Abaco of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And they're giving all good police a bad name. Bunch of corrupt cops in Abaco. They come here to get over. They didn't come here to serve under the pleasure of Clayton Fernandez. They come here to corrupt and to intimidate and to incriminate innocent Bahamians like Kai Mills. And somebody has to step in and say enough corruption. That's why I keep talking about the police, because they are enemy number 1 to the good citizen that dare speak like Kai Mills. I am enemy number 1 to the Royal Bahamas Police Force in Abaco, because I dare call them corrupt, because they are corrupt. And Kai still cares. On the 13th of May 2023, I'm asking Lehman Delavo, Clayton Fernandez, Commissioner of Police of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to step in, man. It's time to put some of these guys in prison for life. They're murderers. They're not a good example of the good name of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Kai cares. That's why he's here.